Hello, how do you do today? I am Bryce Doherty. This is an exclusive event. So, I'm working with Mark Bone today. Sorry, a car is driving by and they're staring at me. Anyways, that was weird. Anyway, okay, so hi. Today is the second day that I've gotten to work with Mark Bone, and it's been really inspiring being able to look back and see how far you've come in your journey and something that you're super passionate about is amazing. This is gonna sound silly, but I've had dreams, like actual dreams, like two, not a lot, but like two dreams over the course of 3 years where like I've worked with Mark, or he's like called me on the phone and he's like, hey Bryce, I got this project. You gotta enter the Bone Zone. And I'm like, dude. But now that it's actually happening and I'm actually working with him, it's pretty surreal. It's awesome to have someone that you look up to and has a lifestyle that you admire, that you want to have, and notice you, see your work, and for them to want you to work on a project that they care about. It's a really cool feeling, and it makes me feel worthy. And I think that's where I'm going to take a little bit of a shift. I think that that's the problem also with a lot of this type of thing with, art and just social media, looking at other people and seeing what they're doing and thinking that our lives suck. I used to look through the other side of the screen at countless filmmakers, artists, people that travel in vans, and was like, man, if I can get to that point that they're at, I will be happy. And I feel like I've gotten pretty close to that point right now, with some things, not all. And I realize that I'm still unhappy a lot of the time, and that I'm still the same guy, and none of any of what I thought was going to like give me consistent happiness did. And I think that that's something just to take note of, is to never truly count on a goal, achieving a goal, or something happening in your life that's going to just be a golden moment and change your life, because I've thought that too many times. And I thought, back in 2022 when I got to work with my YouTube hero that honestly changed my life, got me to travel, I worked with him, realized I didn't want to be an influencer, and then got depressed and didn't know what I wanted to do. And then, 5 or 6 months later, after watching Mark's channel, I watched his film on YouTube, Battleground, about racism, and it really changed my entire trajectory of my career path. I wanted to do documentaries. Before, I wanted to do narratives, or maybe be a travel filmmaker and try to be like an influencer. Yeah. And so it is really cool, and I'm going to grasp onto this moment today for inspiration. And, I've had a lot of ups and downs in the last 2 years. And I guess I'm just saying this because I've been in that position where, and I'm sure, we always are. We see other people doing cool shit on the internet, and we're like, man, I'm sitting at home playing video games in my underwear. It's like, I sit at home and play video games in my underwear, and then sometimes I get to do cool shit. But sometimes people are always doing cool shit. Anyway, I don't know if I want to always be doing stuff though. But I just want to say that just because you think that getting to that level is going to make you happy, it's not. I will say that right now, because I know firsthand what I've experienced in my life and it hasn't led to like ultimate happiness. Is it really cool to be able to like sometime I'm just chilling and like I'll see some stuff on my computer and be like, I did that, that's awesome, and then I'll get some inspiration to, you know, do something else. That's where it's all worth it, you know? And I think the biggest thing for me, the hardest thing to hold on to is hope. And that hope that, you know, the way that I view the world, right? Because it gets dark sometimes, and we feel like we don't really know what we want to do with our lives. And I still feel that way all the time, even though I have a van, and you know, people probably think that I have everything figured out and I know exactly what I'm doing and I'm happy all the time, and that's just not true. So yeah, I just wanted to, you know, say that. I wanted to say, like, just make sure that you're working on everything in here and in here, because that's what really is going to make you happy. Just because someone else seems like they're more successful that you look up to, it doesn't mean that they're happy. And you can still live a simple life, or not have accomplished a bunch of stuff, or not made an amazing film. Because all the projects that I've made, I'm like, they're okay, they're cool. But even still, even if I make a project that I absolutely love, it's not gonna change who I am. And that's something that I've realized. We aren't our work. We just aren't. And so that is something that I've really had to hold on to, you know, and remind myself of that. Like, the best part of doing what I do is being there in the moment and filming the character and sharing those vulnerable moments with them and connecting with them on such a super deep level that, to me, that's the only way that I can connect with someone in that insane of a way, is to be like, I'm filming their story and they are trusting me right now to film their emotional moment. And to me, that's all I care about. I don't care what happens to the film after. Obviously, I want it to be good, but like, I'm not gonna get as much joy from anything else except for being right there in that moment with them. And I've realized that. So just think about that. What's that moment of joy for you? Because that's the process. The process is the goal, and whatever point in that process of whatever you're doing in your life, whether it's creating, whether it's hanging out with your spouse, hanging out with friends, frisbee golfing, anything like that, those are the moments where you're like, okay, I'm lost all the other time, but right now, right here in this moment, I know exactly where I am. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I might go take a nap. I don't know. Mark's probably texting me, honestly. I got on silent. He's probably he's been texting me like constantly, to be honest, and I'm just kind of like, I'm glad this is the last day, is all I got to say about that. So hopefully he doesn't watch this. I just got done working with Mark yesterday, and honestly, it's just so unreal, you know? Like, it came full circle to me when we were doing a lighting setup, and it wasn't that complicated of a lighting setup, but I saw him do the same lighting setup in the film that made me want to do documentaries, Battleground. It's on his YouTube channel. And I saw the BTS of that, and like them, you know, doing the lighting setup, and like it just kind of hit me when I was in the kitchen filming, and we were setting up a similar light and everything, and I'm just like, I went from watching him to like doing the same thing. And I don't know, it may sound corny to some people, it may sound fanboyish to some people, but it's like, I don't know, man, it means a lot, you know? It means a lot when like people that you look up to for a long time, like people that you admire, like they notice you and they tell you like, hey, like your work is good enough to like, I want you to like work with me on a project that I care about. And this is the second time in my life that I got to work with like someone that I greatly admired and that had a huge impact on my life. And it's just, I don't know, man, it's wild that like truly anything is possible. And again, like I said, it might seem weird to some people. It's like, dude, you just worked with another person, like, but it means so much more to me. It's not just like when I worked with this other YouTuber that, you know, got me to travel and pick up a camera and like actually be like, you know what, I can actually do this filmmaking thing. And then Mark was the guy that got me into doing documentaries and like going into like the mature side of like what I really wanted to do. Because at first I just wanted to travel and, you know, make travel films and stuff like that. I'm not saying that's not cool, but anyway. And like coming out of that, you just get so much inspiration. It's not about necessarily who it is or the situation. It's the idea that something that you thought you weren't capable of, something that you thought was not possible, happens, and it just feels surreal. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be working with someone that you look up to. It could be doing anything in your life that you never thought you could do. And it just goes to show you that like anything truly is possible. You can truly do anything in life. You just really have to have that fire.